Hey you all, hope you guys are having a good day so far. It's cold out here. But God wanted me to get on here and talk about this. So, sometimes people will blame you for their own folly. So, they will blame you for walking in disobedience. They'll blame you for walking in an unrepentant heart. They'll blame you for you know, doing evil and stuff like that. And, this is because, you have walked in an upright heart. You have not, prayed against anybody, sent any reversals. You haven't done any of those things. So when God is done and, his consequences are, here, you know, people will start to blame you for the things that they have to go through because, they chose to walk in that. And, God he woke me up early the other day and took me to Jeremiah 7. I recommend going to go and read it. But it was talking about how, God was saying that, he sent his prophets. He, woke people up early in the morning so that they can hearken unto him, so that they can hear his voice and obey. And they didn't hear his voice, they didn't obey, and it provoked them to anger. And he also said, which is scary to me, but he was like, even, your prayers, your intercessions, he was like, I will not hear them. And, you never want to get to where God is angry, to where God is like, I'm not hearing any more prayers about this. Now, as someone who walks in an upright heart, you do continue to pray because that keeps you in a right heart, in the right heart posture. So you continue to pray, but that doesn't cease the consequences that people have to endure, and God will, when God is provoked to that point, he's like, I'm not trying to hear nothing nobody is saying anymore because I'm done pretty much. And, we all have to reap what we sow. We all have to reap what we sow. I've had to reap stuff I've sowed, into things. I've had to reap it as well. And what's so crazy is because they'll blame you for that, but they chose to do that. They chose to be in disobedience and have an unrepentant heart. And, God doesn't like when people don't hearken unto him. So when that happens, he will get provoked to anger. But, you always keep an upright heart. And sometimes your prayers is what's saving, things from happening. Sometimes your prayers is what's bridging the gap. And you praying in an upright heart is what's bridging the gap, for people to, continue to get, continue not to have those consequences, And that happened to me as well, when I was deep in sin. People pray for me. People pray for me to get myself together and stuff like that. But, when God is done, he's done with it. He doesn't want to hear it anymore. And it's because they chose to walk in disobedience, or they chose to walk with evil intentions and never was trying to, repent or hearken unto him. So just remember, continue to keep an upright heart and continue to walk in what God is telling you. And, continue to pray for people and continue to pray for them, as you continue your walk with God. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good day.